So the only thing that Congo needs to do now is to provide extra documents that is going to prove that these guys are their citizens actually. Or provide a document that shows where these guys denounce the citizenship of the other countries. Trust it keep looking as if Congo DR could probably forfeit their World Cup qualification slot. Because this situation is not ending. It's not ending. And recall the next game, the Intercontinental Tournament, which is going to be played, the last playoff session is going to happen March 2026. So whatever verdict we're expecting should be out before March 2026. In fact, we're expecting it to be out as early as late January or early February. Before then, at most, to give the teams time to prepare and focus on the game ahead. Because as it is now, Nigeria and Team Congo, they are somewhat distracted with all of this thing going on. But I think Congo is preparing ahead to go into the tournament, to play the tournament. But look at how it is. I'm going to give you an instance. Imagine yourself trying to get a visa into a country, right? It is your responsibility to make sure you provide all the required documents. It is your responsibility, or you and your agent or whoever is doing it for you, to ensure that you produce all the required documents, right? Someone of interest notices that some documents you provided are fraudulent, and they reported to the immigration that on entry to the country, you are stopped. You are refused entry into the country, and you are turned back. So these things, they happen. Some people say Congo deceived FIFA. So FIFA should not be held accountable for the errors or for the intentional errors from the Congolese FA. So if the Congolese FA have done their job, work very well, this kind of embarrassing news won't be happening. You have a situation whereby your players will be taunted and be called aliens or non-players of your country. Now, one amazing thing again is that, amazing or amusing if you have it, Congo is still using the same players to play the AFCON. Does that mean that if FIFA verdict goes against Congo DR, that is still going to ripple down to CAF? Because CAF is a subordinate of FIFA. FIFA cannot say this is wrong, and CAF will say this is right. That's my own personal view and my thought. So no matter how much you want to downplay it and say, hey, Nigeria should just let Congo qualify, Nigeria should just let Congo go, bro, trust me, it is not as easy as that. It is much more than that. If this thing is thoroughly checked, and we are not talking about one player, we are talking about 8 to 9 players, a huge number that could influence the game. Because one player, they could say, is somewhat negligible. But 8 to 9 players, a huge number that could influence the game, that is a whole lot. That's a whole lot. That's why I keep saying that the probability of Congo forfeiting their World Cup tickets, their World Cup qualification progress is there. They should not overrule it. So the only thing that Congo needs to do now is to provide extra documents that is going to prove that these guys are their citizens actually. Or provide a document that shows where these guys denounce the citizenship of the other countries. Trust me, one Bissaka is not going to provide a document where he's denouncing the citizenship of England or UK. Those players are not going to provide documents where they denounce the citizenship of the foreign countries they come from. It's not going to happen. So the only thing that's going to save Congo now is for them to provide a document that shows that these players have denounced the citizenship of those other countries and make them solely citizens of Congo. That's the point. This is just the issue. So the point is that Congo did not present the right information to FIFA during the clearance of these players. They presented the information that, and FIFA is not going to ask them, hey, have they denounced? No, it's not on FIFA to ask them. FIFA's own is for you to provide the passport and the other statutory document that makes this person your citizen. Now, if there are other documents that makes them not to be your citizens, it is not for FIFA to provide. It's for you to make sure that they don't have them. So now there are issues and laws that made these players not to be your citizens. So the case is there. It is really there.